Our founding father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, on 7th March 1971 said,
কি পেলাম আমরা জামার পয়সা দিয়ে অস্ত্র কিনেছি বহিঃশত্রু আক্রমণ থেকে দেশকে রক্ষা করার জন্য আজ সেই অস্ত্র ব্যবহার হচ্ছে আমার দেশের গরিব দুঃখী অস্ত্র মানুষের বিরুদ্ধে তার বুকের উপরে হচ্ছে গুলি আমার দাবি মানতে হবে প্রথম জনগণের প্রতিনিধির কাছে ক্ষমতা হস্তান্তর করতে হবে তবে অনুরোধ করছি আপনারা আমাদের ভাই আপনারা দেশকে একেবারে জাহান্নামে ধ্বংস করে দিয়েন না
Mujib's daughter came to power using her father's image, but she has gone totally against our liberation principles. Bangladesh is in total chaos. Bangladeshis want democracy to return. Bangladeshis want free and fair election, the right to choose their representative, to lead the nation. But democracy was wiped out by the present regime, Sheikh Hasina's Awami League. Awami League is the party which gave us liberation, freedom in 1971, Bangladesh's independence war. But if you remember, on the 7th of March 1971, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation, called upon the West Pakistanis to return the right of the people to the people. And he was calling for the West Pakistanis to hand over the power to the chosen leader of the country. Because in a free and fair election, the people have the right to choose their leader in a democratic society. It is irrelevant whether Bangladesh had economic progress during her regime. It's totally irrelevant. The fact remains, Sheikh Hasina is a despot and she has engineered elections over the years and we have lost all our confidence in her. She has been trying to destroy the opposition because she knows her party is corrupt. She knows that she has become a dictator and she knows justice awaits her. So she's scared to hand over the power in a free and fair election. The people have no choice but to rebel against her. She is pushing the common people to take to the streets and to engage in violence because when people can't get freedom, they will become violent. Sheikh Hasina's regime and her killing force are carrying out violences, extrajudicial killings, and many of the leaders are disappearing. Nobody knows where they are. There's no freedom of press. There's no freedom of judiciary. So people are rising up and Sheikh Hasina's regime is forcing them to become violent. In a free and fair election, the common people have the right to choose their leader, even if that leader is not to my liking. And eventually, with the punishment of dictators, future will become better. In 1990, in an uprising against Ershad's military regime, we established democracy and Awami League and BNP came to power one after another. But all our hopes evaporated when both of these parties failed us. But regardless of this all, we must have democracy back and we must end the dictatorship, the autocracy of these two families, the Rahman families. But one thing at a time. Sheikh Hasina must go, a free and fair election must take place in Bangladesh, and those who worked against the interests of our people, who worked against democracy, they must be punished. So the future government can be careful of not meddling with our election rights again. Bangladeshi opposition party and common people do not have any trust on this present regime. Some so-called intellectuals are saying that if Sheikh Hasina goes, the Islamists will come to power. But that's fear-mongering. If the Islamists come to power or another dictator comes to power, we are ready to fight them as well. So with that pretext, we can't accept dictatorship of Sheikh Hasina. We want democracy to return and people must have the right to choose their own leader, even if that leader is not to my liking. We need to engage in a non-cooperation movement. We need to engage in peaceful demonstrations. And if that peaceful demonstration is being attacked and people are getting killed, so Sheikh Hasina is pushing the common people to engage in violence to protect themselves and to get their freedom back. So the international community, can they guarantee free and fair election in Bangladesh under Sheikh Hasina when she manipulated and engineered election results over and over again in the past, and she was mocking the opposition. So we have no choice but to topple this government in a revolution, or the international community must work together so that a national reconciliation government can be installed there. And under the national reconciliation government, free and fair election can be held. Even if that means that free and fair election needs to be held under the army. We have no other choice. That's how democracy needs to come back in a country where people are rising up against a dictator.